play solar guitars now, most of the time. I've always been a huge fan of Ibanez. Never since I started playing in the late 80s, you know, I used to drool over the old catalogs and ads with, you know, Satriani and Vai and Petrucci and Gilbert, all those guys, and just dreamt of maybe one day owning an Ibanez guitar. That was really a huge goal for me. And when I finally bought one, it was so cool, you know. And over the years I've had maybe 20 odd guitars. I've got 11 now, so the collection is whittled it down a little bit. So I'm going to show you 3 guitars, the 3 that means the most to me personally, that I've done the most playing on, maybe used most on albums and done the most practicing on. So without further ado, so this is the first one. This is the first good guitar that I ever owned. It's an RG 550 from 1989. I used it, I've done a ton of practicing on it. Obviously you can see the wear on it, and it's been beat up pretty bad. I did my first gig on it in 1990 or 91, this guitar, and the pickups have been changed a bunch of times. I think I first changed them to like PAF Pros, because yeah, you know, Vai and Gilbert and all those guys had PAF Pros, and it's been a different ones over the years. Now it's a DiMarzio Super 2, Super Distortion, and an Area 61 in it. Not the most beautiful color combination, definitely not, but you know, it works. It's still solid, still an awesome guitar. RG 550s are some of the coolest guitars ever. You know, the only thing that can make this one a bit cooler was had a reverse headstock. That would have been even cooler. It's got the best tremolo system in the world, of course. The Ibanez Edge system, awesome. Yeah, what else? The necks are so thin. Like, of course, everybody's tried an Ibanez knows that this one, the original Wizard neck, is just like the thinnest of all time. Maybe not the most comfortable for chording and playing, you know, because it doesn't really fill out your hand. But it's nice for, you know, it's excellent for lead playing and whoops, that sort of stuff. I bought it in '89 and I played it for about 3 or 4 years. And then I bought a gem, a flower pattern gem. Also a beautiful guitar. Alright, then we have this one. The 540 P2, one of the coolest guitars Ibanez ever designed. It's such an aggressive looking axe, you know. You see the body style is quite different from the 550. And it's got the lower horn, it's like almost longer than the top horn, which is quite unusual. Just one volume, no bullshit, tone control, not needed. 3 position switch. Of course the edge tremolo. It's been beat to shit. It's really been played a lot. I've used it live for, yeah, so many gigs. With Therion, and also the whole Demonoid album was recorded on this one. But then it didn't have EMGs. It had the DiMarzio Super 2 and a Super 3 in it at that time. But then we went on tour and played with this band, which I can't remember the name of them. We toured with them in the States. And both guitarists had EMGs. And I dug their tones. Put EMGs in it, 85, 81. Yeah, sounds okay for you know, rhythm playing. I'm not a fan of EMGs for lead playing, but they've stayed. I haven't had time to change them. Been lazy. I also used this guitar on because it used to be in C sharp, downtuned, with Therion, also with Demonoid, and but now it's in E. I played this guitar on Metal Days with Sorcerer in 2018. I resurrected it. It's on that gig. and the neck is like, it's the difference between this neck and the 550 is this is really a little bit wider, but it's almost thinner than the 550 neck, so it's like playing a piece of paper. It's so thin. It's been refretted by the late great Arne Arvidsson, Swedish legend of guitar, both playing and like a repair guy. Incredible. So thanks Arne for the refret. Yeah, the guitar is also in the Therion video from I think Wacken 2000, 2001 maybe. One of those, I think. Or in 89. No, wait, 99. Can't remember. It's in one of the Wacken videos anyway. And then it was like Signal Flare Red. It was not a great looking stage guitar. So I had it stripped of paint and just, I wanted the clean wood look. Of course, inspired by the great Nuno Bettencourt. His N4 guitar had the wooden look. And also, I used to own 4 of these. I had 2 identical ones, like just the wood finish, EMGs in both, which I toured with a lot with Therion. They're in all of the DVDs or whatever, and I played all the solos on every album pretty much with these guitars. One of them I sold to my friend in the Netherlands, Yuri. The 2 other ones, I had 2 black ones as well, and also sold those to friends. So this one is the only one I have left, but I'm not going to sell this one. I also used it on the gig I did with Snowy Shaw, with his all-star band. That was great fun. This guitar was used on that gig as well. After that was in 2011, so after that it was retired. I don't think I used it much. But then I brought it back, like I said, for Metal Days in 2018 for the Sorcerer gig. And it's a solid guitar. I mean, these guitars just hold up. They don't sound bad. Well, this one doesn't go out of tune, which is a good thing. It's a beast. It's such a cool guitar. You can see the logo. It's almost been all scratched off from, I don't know, I guess, a myriad of string changes over the years. But yeah, badass guitar. I don't know if you can see it, but I've done like, it's not scallop. If you look closely, can you see it? No, it looks a bit like scallops, but it doesn't really. Just file down the edges a little bit to make it smoother, because I hate guitars with sharp edges. And this came with the binding. It had really sharp edges, and it felt like not very comfortable. So I just filed it down. I think we were sitting somewhere waiting for a boat with Therion, and I had a sandpaper with me and just did that, waiting on the boat in the terminal somewhere. Anyway, that's this guitar. Alright, finally we have this one. It's an RGR 465M. After I played that 540P2 for tons of time and years, I sort of got tired of the lower horn being in the way, and sort of unconventional look didn't really fit me that much anymore, I felt. So I wanted a more normal looking guitar. This is a little bit more normal looking. This is a pretty cheap guitar actually. I got it for I think like 300 euros or something. It came with the Air Norton S and an deactivator. The activator was great. The Air Norton S was not great. It was pretty shit. It had no high end whatsoever. So as soon as I switched that pickup, it sounded like not good. So I changed them. So this is a Satriani signature pickup. Awesome for being like what do you call it? I call it a railbucker, but you know, a single coil sized humbucker, which to me is like the worst of two worlds. It doesn't sound as glassy and sparkly as a single coil, and it doesn't have the meat and fullness of a humbucker. So it's really, yeah, not a favorite. But this one sounds actually pretty good. And this is a Steve Lukather signature, the transition pickup. And it has a push-pull on the tone knob for splitting it in parallel, which is a great thing to have if you have a guitar with a humbucker and some sort of single coil. Parallel mode is awesome because it cleans the guitar up a little bit and cuts the output a little bit. Floyd, of course. Pretty much every Sorcerer album was recorded with this one. All the solos, except for the new one. So that's 2 albums. Fire King and the Shadow. And I used it a ton live also with Sorcerer. The reason why I retired this guitar, I mean, it's been played a lot. You can see the wear on the neck. I guess just in some places. I guess I play in some keys more frequently than other keys, I guess. And it also has got the, maybe you see it looks like the scallops, which isn't scallop, it's just the ends of the fretboard has been filed again to make it more smooth. Because my hands are sensitive. No, but really, they are. But I retired it because I had problems tuning it. I had several techs look at it and change the, I don't know, this one, put shims in whatever, and change the posts of the tremolo and everything, but it still doesn't, yeah, it doesn't stay in tune. Not like my other ones, the other ones I've shown. So I had to retire it. And just as I was, you know, on the lookout for another guitar to replace this one, my friend Ola started his company. So that's why I switched to Sola guitars. One of the reasons. So, but this one, again, awesome guitar. The neck is a little bit thicker and rounder than the old 550 and 540. So it's akin more Strat style C shape, I would say, which makes it more comfortable to play in the long run. It has not been refretted, but I played it for at least 5 years, I think, 5-6 years. I used it constantly. Yeah, great guitar for the money. I mean, like I said, I paid $300 for it. Sounds awesome. Like all Ibanez guitars, it's just super. It's just quality. You get a great instrument. Maybe not the best instrument, but then again, you know, I refuse to pay silly money for a guitar. That concludes this little look at my guitars. So, hope you enjoyed it. Stay metal.